Hello, and welcome to this play guide video of Tech Deck Legacy. An introduction. Tech Deck Legacy is a legacy genre game. A legacy game is a tabletop game designed to be played over a series of sessions and by various mechanics deliver an evolving gameplay experience. Game designer Rob DeVoe pitched the idea of Clue Legacy to Hasbro, and while that was rejected, DeVoe later returned with a new version of Risk called Risk Legacy, which debuted in 2011. DeVoe followed that up with Pandemic Legacy Season 1, which was released 4 years later. Legacy games are designed to be played over the course of a campaign, usually with the same players, and permanently change over time. They've been compared to tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons. New rules can be introduced as the campaign goes on, allowing for the game to expand both mechanically and thematically. There have been many legacy games since Risk Legacy and Pandemic Legacy, Seafall in 2016, Gloomhaven, First Martians, Charterstone, Centauri Saga, Ultimate Werewolf Legacy, and Clank. A traditional legacy game has you play the same game over and over and over again, even though the game is modified, the board modifies, and they introduce new game mechanics and their permanent additions to the board or gameplay experience to deliver a really interesting and unique game experience. The difference between a traditional legacy game and Tech Deck Legacy is that instead of playing the same core game 10 times or many times over, Tech Deck Legacy has you draw from the pool of 17 Tech Deck games that exist out there, and 5 games are chosen that form a series of games that will be played in Tech Deck Legacy. Setup and objective. Tech Deck Legacy is an Olympiad that's played in a series of 5 different Tech Deck games chosen from the family of 17 Tech Deck games that are out there. The players either collectively decide or randomly determine which of the 5 games will form the sequence of Tech Deck games to be played. The objective of the game is to win multiple games through the sequence of Tech Deck games played, and the player with the best score wins. The game ends after 5 Tech Deck games have been played, the Olympiad has completed, and again, the player or team that wins the most Tech Deck games in the series is the winner. Players determine which 5 games to play, either by selection or randomly choosing 5 games from the family of Tech Deck games. In the rules, there's an enclosed table which shows you the genre that all the Tech Deck games explore and the grouping that they fall into to help players select if they want to do that, and also the number of players and playtime that the game supports. Setup. After determining the 5-game sequence, you'll set up the first game in the series using the setup rules of the first game in the Tech Deck Olympiad, in this case Tech Chess. And the rules for Tech Deck Legacy also have variants of all the games, and they also have some of the rules are for setup of that game may be different, and we'll go over some of those in a bit. Gameplay. So the gameplay, there are variation rules that are used with each of the games in Tech Deck Legacy. So there's every one of the games in the Tech Deck family, the 17 different games, each have variant rules that are to be used with Tech Deck Legacy and that are included in the Tech Deck Legacy rules. We'll take a look at a couple of them. So as an example, in Tech Chess is a chess variant game where you can upgrade pieces. The Tech Deck cards represent the chess pieces. You can build pieces, and you can move and play the chess variant just like you would play chess. The Tech Deck Legacy variant of Tech Chess is based on the Falcon Hunter chess variant, where that introduces a falcon piece that moves like a bishop and moves and rook combined, and we'll see that in the next slide. So here's a rule snippet of the Tech Deck Legacy for Tech Chess. And in this variant of Tech Chess, the Falcon and Hunter pieces are introduced. These are inspired from the 1943 chess variant called Falcon Hunter Chess, designed by Carl Schultz. In Tech Falcon Hunter Chess, the value 9 card is a falcon, and the value 10 card is a hunter. The falcon, the 9 value card, moves forward as a bishop on the diagonals and backward as a chess rook along a file. The hunter, the 10 value card, moves forward as a rook along a file and backwards as a bishop on the diagonals. Neither piece can move along a rank horizontally. The pieces capture the same as they move. For Tech Falcon Hunter Chess, each player has one falcon and one hunter piece, and they're located in the second rank for each player. So the rank 2 setup for player 1 would be a 2, 9, 4, 4, 10, 2, representing pawn, falcon, pawn, pawn, hunter, pawn. And the same for player 2. On their rank 2, they have two pieces with the falcon hunter and a pawn falcon pawn hunter pawn pawn setup. The first rank of pieces is unchanged from the regular Tech chess. We see here another example of the Tech Deck Legacy variant of Card Barrage. In the original Card Barrage game, which is a dexterity tower defense game, each player sets up a castle and walls, and as a dexterity game, there are certain ways to toss cards that you're trying to land on your opponent's wall and castle to destroy them. And in the Tech Deck Legacy variant of Card Barrage, it's a castle versus army type of game. Again, here I've pulled the Card Barrage rules snippet directly from the Tech Deck Legacy rulebook, which will illustrate how to play this. Now, we're not going to go over all 17 of the different Tech Deck Legacy versions or variants of the games, but having pulled a couple of these, I think you get the idea. If playing with more than 2 players in teams, player 1 has a castle and sets up normally. Player 2, instead of a castle, player 2 has cards that represent an invading army with 4 siege weapons. Instead of a castle, player 2 sets up with 4 siege engine cards using the 1 value cards. Player 2 can set up their cards on their side of the player any way they like, except that the siege engines must be at least 3.75 inches or 9.5 centimeters away from other siege engines. Player 2 army cards are treated as wall cards and follow the rules, except that player 2 cannot take the build wall action. Army cards can be upgraded and follow the aftermath rules when destroyed. Player 2 siege engine cards are treated as castle cards and follow the rules, except that they're discarded from play if hit. Player 1 wins if the invading army and their 4 siege engines are destroyed. In the last example we'll take a look at is a host a heist dinner party. The Tech Deck Legacy variant of Host a Heist Dinner Party has special rules for 1 versus many. So the original game, the players played against an AI as they went through the 3 challenges and tried to break through the security system and crack the safe. In the 1 versus many, one player will be against the other players, that the other players are cooperatively trying to solve the Host a Heist dinner party. There are also sequence bonuses for Tech Deck Legacy. So as you play each game in the Olympiad, it can affect the future games in the sequence. So, for example, in the above, going from game number 1, Tech Chess, to game number 2, Prisoner's Trilemma, the player who won and lost the previous game will have bonuses and going into the next game. End of game. The end of the game ends after 5 Tech Deck games are played, and the player in the teams that wins the most Tech Deck games in the series is the winner. Tech Deck concept. The Tech Deck modernizes playing cards, bringing them into the 21st century. You can use it for any classic card game. Unique card game effects create interesting interactions to provide replayability. The small form factor is easy to carry, it's versatile. Wherever you are, whomever you're with, whenever you like, you can enjoy gaming. Games that are long and short, casual and serious. The Tech Deck is a game platform that you can play many games with. They'll appeal to different audiences, speaking to hardcore gamers, non-gamers, party settings, and family settings. Again, there are 17 games in the family of Tech Deck games. Now the 18th game is Tech Deck Legacy. Tech Grid Poker is 2-dimensional poker with card abilities. A new twist on the classic variation of a popular poker game. Tech City, City of Cards is a semi-cooperative game where players are cooperating to build a city using the tech deck cards, and as they build up the city, the cards give you abilities, so players have access to more and more interesting abilities as the city grows. Tech Exchange explores the real-time genre of gaming, where the cards represent stocks that players exchange, and the stock market changes in value as players trade cards. Tech Chess is a variant of chess, where the cards represent chess pieces that players can upgrade and build. Years of Industry is a personalized card game where players customize a deck using the tech deck, and then they play a head-to-head game. Elevator Pitch is a creative party game where players take 2 tech deck cards and they generate a company from that and pitch their idea to the other players. Cardle is head-to-head code breaking based on Mastermind or Wordle, and Wordle is based on Mastermind. It's a deduction and puzzle game. Chronological Learn Through Time is an educational history-based and a family and party game. Peer-to-Peer is a team versus team cooperative tech deck building game. Karoku is head-to-head Sudoku puzzle solving. Newsworthy, a conversational game, has players search the internet as a source of conversation. Card Barrage is a dexterity tower defense game. Prisoner's Trilemma, game theory and action, uses game theory and payout matrices. Tricks of the Trade is a negotiation and trading that's used within a trick-taking game. Host a Heist Dinner Party has the players plan a heist and crack a safe over the course of a dinner. Paradoxical is a tableau building game inspired by Parento's Paradox. And Cyber Defense is a cybersecurity-themed area control puzzle game. So thank you for watching this play guide video. I hope that gives you a better understanding of how to play the Tech Deck Legacy game. And be sure to check out my website for other resources, and I have videos for all of the Tech Deck games that you can learn from. Thank you, and have a great day.